Hey there people, how's it going? I just received an email a little while ago from a lady that had used the template, had downloaded the template, or I sent it to her, should I say, and she was interested in how to change the names from Site 1, Site 2, Site 3, etc, etc. Now, in its at first glance you think, well, that's easy, you just type it in, you silly monkey, but it isn't. It's not that easy, because there is, it is a bare bones dashboard. So as we go through the series of videos, we're going to set it up to how you want it. So you could put in there anything you want, but then you've got to get that to mirror what's in these columns here. So you can change the names, but you can get mixed up. You could put, because you're going backwards and forwards from screen to screen. So the way I get around it, and it might not be the best way, because like I said, I'm no expert on Excel, so I don't want anybody to be under any illusions that this guy knows what he's doing with Excel, because I only know this bit because I've spent the last few months researching it and putting stuff in and getting it to work how I want, and it's been an awful lot of frustration. And that is the point of these videos, is to stop you guys having the same frustrations that I've got, because you may just give up and start looking for something else on the internet, which is what I was doing, thinking there's bound to be something better than I can do on the internet. But invariably what you find something that's not quite right, the cells are locked off, and when you want to change them you've got to buy the actual template from the vendor. So that's why I thought I'd better stick with it and get something that I want, and at least doing it this way you'll know it intimately. So let's get back to the topic in question, and that's changing the site names. So what I intend to do, if we go back to our data screen, which is data entry screen, which is what we're here, you can see it says site 1 through to 6. Go down to the tables drop down and you'll see, we did this morning with the 4 sites there, if you remember. We just changed the street list for risk assessments. If you put now site names, so I've titled it, so all I intend to do is, if ever we change anything, we just change it on this box, and then that will populate on the dashboard and on the data validation screens. Now that's good going forward, but initially you've got to set this thing up. You've got to do it, and it is like plotting fog, to be fair. But at least once you've done it, it's there, and you haven't got to do it again. All you've got to do is change your criteria in these boxes, and that's the point I'm trying to get to. So the way I'm going to do that is by just using simple Joe Bloggs formulas that everybody uses, that's used Excel. So the way I'm going to do it, the thing is, because these rows here can go infinitesimally, I've decided to put the name of the site at the top and at the bottom, just so you ain't got to keep scrolling and thinking which site is this. So what I'm going to do is we click on the site 1 on the data entry sheet. Remember, we're going site 1, and we're going to change that, and we're going to type in Whitwell, and obviously it can be anything you want as long as you keep the same criteria. So I'm not going to type Whitwell. I'm even confusing myself. So we click on that box, and then we just type equals. As soon as you put equals in there, Excel is waiting for a formula to appear after that equals, and all we do is we click on the drop down boxes, and we'll click the first site name, which is that, and then that will then put that site in there. Then we'll do the same again. It'll automatically go across. So we press equals again, go down to the drop down box, and we'll go to Chesterfield. This is what I mean about it being mind numbing, but at least you only have to do it once. There may be a quicker way of doing it, but I thought, hey, we're learning it together, let's do it together. So the next one is Leicester. You'll notice straight away they've changed a little bit from this morning, because I've just put any site in there, because your sites are going to be different to these. So after Leicester, then we go equals again, drop down box, Birmingham, press enter. Site 5 equals again, we're going to enter a formula, drop down box, Coventry, and site 6, last but not least, equals again, drop down formula, bang. So now anytime we change something in here now, that will change there. and I'll show you that case in point shortly. We'll just put a box around that, and just so we know what it is. So then what we need to do is go down, and again we can formulate this to say to mirror what's up there. So it's B's 70, that title cell. So if we click on the bottom one, because we need to tell that it's the same as the top, equals, scroll up to the top and just press that, enter, and then it will do it. And then again equals, and it might do this automatically if I drag it across. We'll try it. We'll see. So if you select the 2, go to the right hand corner, drag it across, it'll populate it now. So that's the same now as them. So then we go into the site here. This is the last part. It is a 3-pronged operation. I do apologise, but I can't think of any other way of automating it. But like I said, at least doing it this way, it helps myself and you guys to understand what's happening. So again, it's just a simple case of putting equals, and this time we're going to go to the data entry screen and press. You can either press that one or you can press that one, whichever one you want it to look at, because they are both the same. So we click that and it's changed that to Whitwell. Again, next thing, and this time on the data entry screen again, Chesterfield. Because these are different size cells, it won't drag across, so we have to do it manually, unfortunately. So so on site 3 equals again, data entry, Leicester, enter. Site 4 equals again, data entry, Birmingham. So site 5 equals data entry, Coventry, and site 6 equals data entry, Bury. Boom. So they're all in there. Now you could just say, well, why don't you just go back to the drop down list and just select it from there. But the thing is, the reason I've done it that way is because it keeps it all nice in a row. So if you change it here, it changes it everywhere, whereas it keeps it in one straight formula. So it's a formula leading on from a formula, if you get what I mean. So that formula is leading on from that one, or vice versa, which is then leading on from that one, and that one is falling back to that one. So if you change it in the initial one, which is the drop down box, so if you go down there and we say, let's say we'll put that as in Timbuktu. Alright, so we go back to the dashboard and it's changed it there, you see, to Timbuktu, data entry, Timbuktu. Okay, so you see straight away that at least once you set it up the first time, it's the only time you have to do it. So if you change it back just to prove it, okay, your site names, and it's gone back now to Whitwell. Okay guys, so that's that bit. Again, like I said, if there is anything that you're not certain on, then by all means, drop me a message and let me know what it is, and we can do it together. Because yes, I created this. No, I'm not a professional or 100% proficient in Excel. I find the right way by trial and error, which is why this thing is, I started it in October last year, and it's just been mind-numbing. I've left it and walked away from it, gone back to it, but it is getting to a point now where it is usable, and so now you can see. You might think, yeah, that was a long-winded way of doing that, and I agree, it was a long-winded way of doing it. But once you've done it and you've clicked your save, like I've done there, because this is the template for future people, it's done. So whatever you put in these cells now will automatically change, and you can do the same for these. It's just a case of doing, this is for the general audit, so you can say site 1 equals, and then you just go down to your drop down list, Whitwell. Okay, site 2 equals drop down list, Chesterfield. Now it may, because I think some of these are different sizes, it may work, it may not. There you go. So it works there, so you can just drag it down and it populates it, and that too will change based just on that one. And so wherever you have a site issue such as there, you go again, equals you know, for the COVID audits, drop down, Whitwell, site 2 equals, so you get the pattern now. And I know you're thinking this is mind numbing, and it is, I would agree, but it is. See, that's changed them all now, so it is mind numbing, but once it's done, once it's set up, it's set up. And if in future your company opens another site, you just add in another box and then just you know, put a line around it and just say let's say Sheffield, and then as with this morning, you go to there, data enter drop down list. So wherever you come down to your next site, see, I've got them here, sites locations, because there used to be addresses in this as well. We changed it, so you can drop them in there and refer it to that cell as well. But you just, as long as you keep updating that, you know, for your new sites, and then referencing these cells, you know, if you add another box onto here, because it would just be a case of dropping, and maybe we can cover that in another one. You get to the data entry screen, you go down here, so you've got site 1, site 2, site 6 here. So we can do again just to verify, equals drop down list, well, I think you only have to do 2, and then Excel thinks, oh yeah, I know what he's doing, I know where he's getting this from, we can follow the pattern. But sometimes you have to have the same cell, same size. So we go drag the 2 so we know we're referencing it, and then drag it across to the 6. And see this, so we've got different ones here, and it's put zeros in. But at least we can do it manually. Drop down list 3, boom, site 3 equals drop down list. You see how easy it is to lose it, which is why I was keen to do this with you. So equals drop down list 4 equals drop down list Coventry, equals drop down list Bury. And if you want that one to be a 7th site, you can just put equals drop down list Sheffield. Okay, and so that will always reference to that. So that's just in case, you know, if you decide to add another site in there, or another key metric, which, you know, another parameter, another department within a site. That's how you do it. Okay guys, so again, I hope you've learned something. If you have, perhaps you'd like to explain it back to me, and maybe I'll learn it. But it just shows you, I mean, I'm one of these from old school. I class myself as thick, and it takes me longer to learn stuff, but at least once I've learned it, and that's it. So that's why I want to try and let you guys benefit from my lack of intellect when it comes to anything like this. But at least we'll get there together, and you can see it, and you might think, oh yeah, I know a better way of doing that, I'll do mine this way, and that's great. And if you want to share that, that's great too. Okay guys, so I'll see you next time. Take care and have a fantastic weekend. Bye bye.